What does it take to be at the top?
I mean, finally! Oh my god!
2 top once in one day, bro.
Yes! Oh my. Yes! Oh my god! Yes!
What sets you apart from players like Zoink, W Popoff, and Nethermind? That's what we're finding out today. Do they know something we don't? Or are they just simply better? Well, I've collected information from a series of different players, from the everyday average player to some of the best players in the game, to find out what you're doing wrong and what separates you from a top player. Okay, first, what makes a top Geometry Dash player? To me, it's someone who's beaten at least one list demon, ranks among the top in their country, and has a notable score on the Pointer Create leaderboards. They've earned achievements most players can only dream of, and their playing from execution to practice is fundamentally different. But with that being said, that is just my definition. I collected data from average players to national leaders to find the real difference. What separates the average Joe from the elite? What does your schedule look like? Do you do anything else outside of GD? And how long do you usually play GD? Like in an average week?
Yeah, so I actually run 2 businesses alongside the GD streaming and stuff like that. I also co-own a marketing automations business with a friend of mine, which takes up a lot of my time. I'm working a lot on that recently, so I try to squeeze in a session maybe every other day. It is at the minute. Sometimes I am just working, unfortunately. But I do play pretty often, more or less like 5 days a week, for an hour usually.
On a normal weekday, I wake up, I go to school, but when I come back, I usually just hop on or play with friends for a little bit. Then I stream at 5 to 7 and grind out Waterfall. And then I'll sometimes play a little bit off stream extra if I'm doing well. But then I'll go eat and then I'll come back and play like an easy extreme.
Well, how long I played heavily depends on what day it actually is, because I do have school. I'm currently in 12th grade in Germany. I do have a lot of studying to do, but on days where I'm not busy, I can squeeze in 4 hours easily.
My schedule basically, first school, because I'm in high school. After school, I go to figure skating practice. Then I do some random shit, do some drumming, and then I may play some GD, make some levels and shit like that. On day, I average about around 2 hours of GD.
Do you do anything to warm up or practice?
Honestly, I just play whatever like levels I find fun. Like I'll play like just an easy extreme, or I'll play an extreme I've already beaten, for example, or like a challenge, just any level you find fun. Because if you're not having fun while warming up, you're not going to be as good later.
Yeah, so I never really used to. I just used to jump on and that was it. I'd go like from end of the level to the start position, and that I guess was a warm up. But now I sit there, I'll either beat like an easy demon or a medium demon, and then I will go on to a level and just really slowly get into things. I don't like anything high CPS. I just won't do. As well as like I'll do some like wrist rotations. You can see these here. These are like forearm trainers. So I'll usually
them all
like
day?
squeeze one of them, get the blood flowing a little bit, and I kind of got to take care of myself at the minute.
Yeah, I usually warm up. It takes a while for me to warm up sometimes, but what I usually end up doing is play the daily level maybe, or just like even sometimes when I feel like I'm still not warmed up after everything I do no clip runs of hard levels and stuff. Just try to ease into it, try to get my eyes to move to the correct places and everything.
Mostly I just go into the start position of the level I'm gonna be playing. So I warm up, and learn more of the level.
So what device do you play on? Do you play on like a Sayo, a Wooting, a normal mouse, or a keyboard?
I play with Sayo mainly.
I've got my Wooting 80HG. Absolutely love it. Sayo device was amazing, and I've got my first keyboard. So I got up to Accu on this, which is a HyperX Alloy Origins keyboard,
Actually,
and
nice
that's where I eventually got a Sayo device, and then come Christmas time, I copped the Wooting. It had to be done.
Yeah, I'll just go over my entire setup. My PC's kind of ass, but that doesn't matter that much. I play on a Wooting 80HE. If you want some input on that, I don't necessarily think it's the best keyboard for Geometry Dash. There's plenty of cheaper options that you can get that have like the same performance. For myself, I just find it to be the most comfortable.
First, I started on controller, moved on to keyboard, the number pad enter key. Then on my previous keyboard, it started to basically deteriorate. I switched to mouse, but in the end, right now, I play on a Wooting Ubu.
What do you think separates you from an average player?
I think just the fact that I've beaten hard levels, because anyone can beat. Actually, there's not really much that separates me from the average player. Anyone can beat hard levels if they play long enough. So obviously, as you get better, you find like new ways that you practice, that you improve. But honestly, there's not much that separates you from the average player other than skill.
I think for like a more average player, I would say it's mostly mindset. A lot of people, like, I know it sounds like a really generic answer, but a lot of people get so upset about how long a level is going to take, and like it just doesn't matter. Like your attempts do not matter. It's literally just about you improving as a player. Like, I know it's meant to be the hardest level in the game, but Doggy has spent years on Grief, and when he goes back and plays easier levels, he absolutely smokes everyone. Like, even Trick said Doggy's the best player in TCD, and Trick's third on the stats viewer, I believe.
I think
maybe
he's
fourth now, I'm not
because
sure.
of what is his name?
Is it Nethermind?
Yeah, Nethermind just took over.
Yeah,
Like
so
within the past month.
the fourth best player in the world believes that Doggy is better than him, and Doggy's not beaten a hard level in ages. Like, for so long, excluding Solar Flare, stuff like that. Obviously, those are difficult, but like, he hasn't beaten a new hardest in ages. And my point is, like, the completion doesn't matter in the slightest. It's just about making progress as a player, and I think that's the main difference there.
I think there's many different points that you could go on about. But in my opinion, most of it is mental. I feel like the biggest part about completing something hard for you specifically is all in your mind. There's a huge part of problem solving that you need to do. I feel like after every session, I'm extremely like judgmental of myself and like realize what I'm doing bad, and then the next day I immediately hop on and try to find specific ways on how to make that thing I was bad as more consistent. And I feel like adjacent to that is dedication, because if you just stay dedicated at that, you will just find new ways to learn, new ways to, like I said, make stuff consistent. Whether it's like eye movement or an audio cue or whatever, it just becomes second nature after a while.
Now, this is more or less subjective. I think what separates a good player from an average player is that a good player can beat like difficult levels relatively consistently. Like, it's not about the hardest, because you can still have like a very difficult hardest, but you don't have to be a really good player, because you can still take like an egregious amount of time to beat like an insane demon or something. But like, when you get to a good player, yeah, they might not have that hard of a hardest, but they can beat insane demons on a daily basis. Like, take Shubi for example. His hardest is Visible Ray, which is around the top 200s. He beats in about 3 hours. Last time he beat like 3 insane demons. He's a very good player, and his hardest isn't like really hard. So I think that's what separates a pro player from an average player.
Do you think in Geometry Dash, mental or physical matters, like health?
It's got to be a little bit of both. I think the mental and I guess non-playing aspect, aside from genetics, has got to be like just what you're doing in your personal life. Like, are you drinking enough water? Are you eating enough? I think like your diet, your physical activity, those could all play a huge part, because a lot of good players are also very academically like incredible. Not a lot of average people could do that, and not a lot of average people can do what they do in game either. So I think that's a massive thing.
What has been like the bigger challenge? Like, has it been a mental challenge for you, especially like trying such hard levels, or is it more of a physical challenge?
I've never had many physical challenges other than, I guess, my finger hurting sometimes. The biggest mental challenge definitely is sticking to a level and not getting consistent. For me, that was Abyss of Darkness, where you can spend almost 2 months, it was for me, playing the level, and for some sessions still playing like you just started it, and it was probably the most frustrating thing I had to deal with.
I think both of them are intertwined, because like in mental, it's how to calm your nerves. It's basically nerve control. But here comes the physical aspect, if your body can handle the nerves. Because I've seen with some people, the nerves get so, like, it gets so stressful and the nerves get so high that their vision starts to blur and stuff like that. And like if you're fit physically, of course your heart's gonna, like, you're more resistant to nerves, your heart's gonna pump slower when you get so far. So nerves aren't going to affect you as much as they would like an average person. So I think both of them are basically intertwined.
In this game, do genetics matter?
Yes. I don't have much to say about it. They just do. It's more noticeable on some levels than others. Say, I don't know, one that we're currently seeing crazy progress on is Angelicide. In my opinion, controlled spam like that, like super high CPS stuff, you can make the argument that you can learn it and get better at it over time, but some people just don't have to. Some people can just jitter 12 CPS and be okay with it, while some people struggle to reach 7 or 8, so that is one aspect. And I also feel like some things like reaction time play a pretty big role. I'm on the luckier side. I have a pretty good average at reaction time, actually. I think I'm around 170 milliseconds.
Huh. I've never really considered that, but I don't think so, because basically skill is basically acquired. I mean, of course, genetics, if you get, if like some disease is like genetic, of course, like, yeah, then probably you're gonna be worse if you're hindered by like some chronic illness.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I don't think like your heart stopping will help you with beating a GD level. Personally, I don't think so.
So what's the verdict? The data's varied, but a few clear patterns pop up. Average players squeeze in a few hours a week, while top players treat this like a job, even playing up to 8 hours a day. Casual players jump straight into a level and maybe play start positions, while top players will play even harder demons just to warm up before their next hardest. Device choice comes down to budget and comfort. Who's willing to spend more money on better gear, and what is more comfortable? Time and dedication. Talent helps, but consistency and practice is what separates you from the top. Mental health matters more than physical. Geometry Dash is mentally brutal, so staying rested and sharp pays off. While yes, determination, practice, you can get really good. But whenever it comes down to reaction time and how fast you can click the button, I feel like that comes down to genetics. So what do you think? Is it practice, gear, or just raw talent? Let me know in the comments below.